Hey everyone! Welcome to the first official episode of Foolproof Shooter. And today we'll be going over camera basics. We'll be going over exposure, which includes aperture, ISO, and shutter speed. So let's get into it. So let's start with aperture. Aperture, which is also known as the iris, determines how much light is let into your camera. It's usually depicted on your camera in f-stops, and the numbers can range between 1.4 all the way through 16. So the smaller the number, the more light is let into your camera. Your aperture also affects your depth of field, which is how sharp or in focus objects will appear in your photo. So if you break it down, the higher the f-stop, the smaller the iris, and the more that'll be in focus in your photo. Vice versa, the lower the f-stop, the larger the iris, and the less will be in focus. The best way to see what these things look like for you is if you go out and practice them yourself and maybe carry around a cheat sheet that you can find on Pinterest or anything and see how these photos come out for you. So moving on to ISO, and ISO is artificial light that is added by the camera, and for example, you'd be using ISO in situations where you have little to no light. The ISO can be depicted on your camera in a wide range of numbers, going from 100 and to nowadays 100,000 on certain cameras. So while the ISO can be a great tool to add light to your photos, be mindful of how high you have it set. Too high and your image will be very, very grainy, and too low, you'll have an underexposed image. Last but certainly not least is shutter speed. Your shutter speed is the length of time that your shutter is open. This can affect the appearance of objects in motion. Shutter speed is also indicated by fractions of a second. So the lower the number, the blurrier your subject will be, especially if they're moving. Having a high shutter speed is perfect for active settings like a child's birthday party or a basketball game. The use of a low shutter speed can be an artistic choice. I personally don't know anyone who would want a purposefully blurry photo, but if that's what you're going for, do it. I hope this info was helpful to you guys. Give this a try and post what you learned from this video, and be sure to tag Big Picture Alliance or Via Lux on Instagram. And please remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment. See ya.